Oh dear. You see, sometimes I just sit. I'm somebody who sometimes just sits and just reflect, and I write a lot, I read a lot. I've told you that severally. And this is something I thought, and I said, do you know success and failure, they are neighbors? They are next door neighbors. Success and failure, they are neighbors. Hence, we need to be very careful. Because 1 minute you could be successful, the next minute you could be a failure. It's a very thin line. And remember, I've put out posts where I talked about that. When I talk about success or talk about riches, I'm not just talking about money or material things. There are other compartments to it. Other compartments that are really very important, because life is about balancing out. It's not one way. It's not one thing that makes one a failure. It's not one thing that makes one a success. So also, those other compartments has to be fulfilled, has to be balanced out within whichever side. Of course, everybody wants to be on the success side, but the compartments there, all has to be balanced out. Sometimes not all, because of course, if you say there are those of us who decide, or who have decided, okay, because maybe our first marriages failed, you're not interested anymore. I, for example, it's not that I don't get what do you call it? I don't get people saying hello, how are you, da da da, you know, all those love talks. But not ready, or it's not part of my game now. So before somebody would say, okay, you're talking about compartments of da 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 da, yes. There are people who decided, or who are like happy to be on their own, you know, and every other compartment within the success side is filled, is successful, is okay. So it's balanced out. So also when you look at it on the other end, the failure side, there are people who have failed in every compartment in that angle with regards to life. But the marriage bit is probably still standing. You know, it's still standing. So we talk about, that's why I talk about balancing out. That's why I talk about balancing out to become successful, to come to the middle, which is the success thing. Because there's no half and half. You know, like I always say, when I say serving God, there's no lukewarm about serving God. It's either you're serving God or you're serving Satan. Simple. No half, no half. It's either you're here or you're there. No middle. So also when I talk about success in my own, you know, from my own perception, you know, it has to be balanced out. It has to be balanced out. I'll see you in my next clip.